Okay, so we have Blake, top 4 from Houston Future Card Buddy Fight Regional, and this is his Shadow Shades deck profile. And your team name is?
The Flaming Eyeballs.
Okay.
Merlin understands.
Okay.
Alright, Shadow Shade deck. Scary Terry is my buddy. He was my buddy when I started. He's going to stay my buddy till the end. Obviously, I play for Magic World. Let's get into the profile.
Okay.
Alright. Goes without saying, for Scary Terry.
Yeah,
Double attack is aggression. It gets in there. 3 crits nice. It gets the job done 9 times out of 10. He's a better setup. I run 3 Damien. It deals with items, deals with set spells. It gets the problem out of the way.
Since I judged both of your top 8 matches, this Damien is the reason why you won against Guardians, and
yes,
Executioners also would have,
It's the only way to really control with Shadow Shade without wasting your soul to deal with items and set spells. It saves games. It's just amazing. But you don't want to play him early because you just don't want him going off. I run 3 dragons instead of 4. He clumps. I run a high count of resource cards. There's no reason to run 4. You're gonna see him, and Sinbar has extra copies. So he's eject soul. He's a huge amount of control. Soul guard. He's enormous.
The counter pop is unbelievably helpful.
Like I said, I run Sinbar. I run 3. He becomes an extra copy of whatever you need. He's never a dead card. He's just an outstanding card all around. Early game, he's still a 3 crit monster if you brick. He gets the job done. Alright. I run 3 Leon. A lot of people have phased him out. I think he's still good. It gives the deck some aggression where it needs it. A lot of the times you're just not going to open up with the damage output you need, and he adds that little bit of pressure. I run 3 Spirit because he's an outstanding card. He keeps the costs low, but he's only once per turn, so he's going to clog hands, and I don't like that. I'd rather have every card live. And of course I run the 1 count Dawn. I'm a size 3 deck. I don't use my life for anything. There's no reason not to have a constant 0 on board. Alrighty, and that's my monster lineup. I run 2 Abracadabras. They win games against your Dragon Ball matchup. They can stop problems from becoming problems. They save you a lot of work where you don't need to. And the later in the game it shows up, the more crucial it is.
Because you run Leon, I feel like that card is even a higher presence because you can link for 3, 4, 5, 7.
I can link for 7 damage in 1 swing without it guarantees damage. Alright, I run 2 Pathetics. I think it's better than any shield in the game in my opinion. Reducing everything by 2 with having 5 defense on all my shades. It stops almost every monster from being able to hit without a link, and because I have the counter control, I can normally stop full-on turns off of 1 card. I run 4 Never Say Nevers. It's an amazing spell. It's my gain 2 gauge card. I don't like first volume because it's not as versatile. And because of how much emphasis you put on 1 card on your field, you burn out a lot of resources. This helps replenish everything.
The detriment of it only being once per turn makes up by the chance that you top deck it late game.
Of course.
And it rebuilt your entire hand.
It's just, there's never a bad time to use Never Say Never. I also run 4 of the Shade because a charge and draw is never a bad, and gaining a free soul off of it is amazing. Since my whole deck is Shades, there's never a not target. It's just... once per turn hurts, but it's worth it in the long run. I run 4 Trick or Trick. This is either get big or get rid of threats. Destroying items and set spells for your soul makes it to where you don't have a hand or a gauge cost. It allows for more costly plays like the Abracadabras and multiple dragons. It encourages a lot of control over just getting big. I don't like over-investing because there's so many answers to Shades in the meta. I'd rather use my soul as my engine instead of using it as my body. 4 Malicious Selectors because I believe control is just what you need in this deck. Being able to snipe out size 1s and 0s that stop the links. It combos insanely well with Dragon and the Pathetics. It's 3/3 counterattack if you're running other size 3 matchups. You can trade a soul for theirs, but you always plus because you always get your soul back. It's just a great spell in general. I run 3 little lights. This gets you out of your bricks. You can throw your size 3s in the drop zone, making Simbar turn into other cards. It gives you life, so whenever your size 3 does die, you have enough of a cushion to build back up. It gives you more gauge. It gives you guaranteed dawns. It's just an amazing spell that should never not be ran, in my opinion. Alright, I run 3 good to go. I like it over goodbye because I don't have a lot of size 2s. I have Dragon to deal with them. I have insane amount of control with this deck. And I think being able to protect my own cards like the Spirits and the Leons is more relevant than being able to stop something like a Drum's attack. I'll take the attack and allow myself to have control over it. And then last but not least, the Nice One. You can never forget Nice One. It's probably the strongest spell in Magic World. 1 gauge to draw 2 is never bad. It puts a spell in a drop. It sets up plays. It's just an amazing spell. Alright, and that's it for the main board. Like I said, I focus heavily on control. It's just, when you need it, it's what you have. I keep 1 Sinbar in the sideboard because there are games where things like Pathetic are dead. There's things where Abracadabra is just not viable. And it's a good card to throw in another copy if you just need to clear out dead cards. I run 2 Chillax in the sideboard because I don't run any shields at all. My body is my shield. But this helps with the Penetrates, the Shadow Dive. It saves me in games against Galgaros, which was a huge threat to me. Death Lords can be an enormous threat to this deck, and this is how you can survive things like Ideka. It's just outstanding. No Brainer is quite possibly the strongest spell in my sideboard. I only run 2 in the sideboard because I don't want it to clog. I don't want to have to side in extra copies, and the only decks that I really feel that this card pays off in is in my mirror match or against Jaegers. Decks with huge soul. Yamigeto is big, and then if you have to play the game with Yamigeto of who's bigger, it's a 50-50 shot. I can't control that deck, so you have to just get bigger than it. And this on Terry is the most terrifying play to any soul-based deck. There's nobody that can survive it.
It has a possibility of getting rid of 6 souls.
The games I lost at regionals were 2 soul decks that I did not see my no-brainers. It happens, and it's going to be one of those cards that's just outstanding. There's never a deck that you don't want a no-brainer. Even Drums in them use it. You put on Countdown and make a free kill. Alright, Magical Glue. It's an amazing answer to Star Dragon World. I'm not worried about Dragon Force hitting me, because if you kill me, I can play another one. You have to be so low on life to get things done. I'd rather just tap the Jackknife and save myself the damage. It's the answer to 5th Armies being able to tap, drum, or bounce their item to get rid of their life gain is outstanding. It's more control that I need against certain decks. Your size 3 matchups, this card's not as relevant in, so you just don't side it in. Alright, and then I sideboard 2 more Pathetics. Because, like I said, against the 5th Omni matchup, against your Ledger Wall matchups, a lot of them only have 6k power. Being able to put them just under you and force the wing attacks makes your control that much more threatening to them. There's never a time where you can they have infinite power. It's just not going to happen. That's my deck list. I focus heavily on control. I think that in this format, controlling the game is how you win. And you just can't get around cards that are enormous. Thanks.